We are working closely with the government to address the key issues.
The headlines brought to you by Baby Junior Jelly.
Good evening, I'm Sheila Tusime, joined by Ms. Hope Agwang for Sign Language. In our top story tonight, tear gas and live bullets rocked Iganga town as police dispersed supporters of Forum for Democratic Change presidential candidate Patrick Oboi Amuriat. The FDC candidate was scheduled to address his supporters at Namungalwe town centre in Iganga, but police could not allow him to successfully hold his meetings. We have the details of that story.
At exactly 11 a.m., the Forum for Democratic Change presidential candidate Patrick Oboi Amuriat had reached Iganga town in company of Iganga Municipal FDC flag bearer and the woman MP on the FDC ticket. While speaking to supporters during his campaign stopovers in Iganga, Amuriat says Busoga has for the past 35 years overwhelmingly voted for President Yoweri Museveni, but the residents remain poor.
Mr. Museveni likes the Busoga when they eat penne for lunch, supper, for breakfast, lunch and supper.
Promised to turn Jinja into an industrial city that will enable the youth in Busoga region access job opportunities. Police was later forced to fire tear gas and live bullets to disperse Amuriat supporters who had caused traffic jam along the Iganga-Jinja highway. Police led by the Busoga East Police Commander Anatoli Katungwesi and Iganga Police Commander Kenneth Mwehire had earlier instructed Amuriat to move straight to Namungalwe Sub-County headquarters where he had scheduled his meeting. Amuriat later moved out of his vehicle and confronted the District Police Commander Kenneth Mwehire, asking him why they were firing tear gas at his supporters. Traffic along the road was paralyzed for over 2 hours. Amuriat later decided to move on foot to the Namungalwe Sub-County headquarters. Police later fired tear gas and live bullets to disperse supporters who had joined Amuriat on foot.
Whether they want to use bullets, rock bullets, tear gas, pepper spray, change is going to happen.
Because these guys have tear gas stars, and my first some requesting the people of Uganda, they should not vote for NRM, they should vote for FDC.
No use of tear gas in us. We are in a very peaceful procession. They have sent us to the village. We are going to the village.
The National Resistance Party Secretariat has castigated the State Minister for Microfinance, Haruna Kasolo, for flouting the COVID-19 guidelines. The NRM National Treasurer, Rose Namayanja, says the party has asked the police to investigate the minister, who also doubles as its flag bearer at Chotera County in Chotera District.
On Thursday, the State Minister for Microfinance, Haruna Kasolo, who is also seeking re-election as Chotera County Legislator in Chotera, held a massive rally at Kalisizo Playground, attracting a mammoth crowd, which is against the guidelines set by the Electoral Commission in line with measures aimed at curbing the spread of the deadly coronavirus. The minister had earlier told his supporters that he holds enough power. His actions against the scientific campaigns have attracted the attention of the party secretariat that has ordered police to investigate the minister and hold him accountable for his actions.
Let the law enforcement officers do their work. When we saw the pictures and the videos of Honorable Kasolo, I told you the Secretary General is not with us, but she's working. She immediately called the Inspector General of Police and wondered why such a rally would be held.
The NRM Secretariat says that Kasolo lays his defense into the fact that the opposition candidates are holding rallies, an argument the party secretariat denounces.
He told police that opposition candidates were holding mammoth rallies, and he wanted to also show them that there is support, but we said two wrongs don't make a right. So police has already sent a team in Chotera to find out what is happening.
Police has been on the spot for using excessive force to disperse gatherings of opposition politicians and waving at the NRM candidates.
But we continue to appeal to the enforcement officers to ensure they do enforce the laws. When COVID-19 comes, it doesn't matter whether you're putting on a yellow, red, green, blue, or whatever kind of T-shirt.
Sheila Nakawiye, Julius Chitone, NBS, Live at 9.
Moving on, a section of legislators are asking the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee chaired by MP Jacob Oboth to explain why they have failed to present to Parliament a copy of the report detailing the committee's resolutions on the opposition electoral reforms tabled in the private members' bill by Ndora East legislator Wilfred Nwagaba. These legislators, led by Gulu Municipality legislator Leandro Komakech, believe that if such electoral reforms had been passed, the country would be destined for free and fair elections. But as it appears, they are spelling doom.
Earlier this year, the Ndora East legislator, who is also the Shadow Attorney General, Wilfred Nwagaba, had a first reading of his bill, dubbed the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2019, that was later referred to the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee for scrutiny. The committee was supposed to report back to Parliament as required by rules of procedure in 40 days.
I do not know why the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs delayed to come to the House.
But to a section of legislators, it's unfortunate that up to date, the committee that is chaired by Member of Parliament Jacob Oboth has failed to present a report to the House.
I think there is need for the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs to also explain to all Ugandans why the delay. Is there any sabotage? Is there any roadblock? What has happened? Because Parliament still is on. I think any time Parliament would be called.
So to me, I think there is a need for Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee to come and definitely, because those were pertinent issues.
These legislators believe that the existing confusion in both the presidential and parliamentary campaigns is a result of failure to pass the long-awaited opposition electoral reforms.
We have a minority in Parliament and they are majority. So they decide what they want to be on the table. And this they thought that it's going to affect the opposition, but it was in the spirit of all Ugandans, those who wish to stand. Right now, all of us were affected, not only opposition, not even those in the sitting government.
God forbid we are into these things. If problems come which pertains to electoral malpractices, we shall have nowhere to lean on strongly because the reforms are not in place.
The bill that he was bringing was not targeting this election that we are in. It is going to reform the whole electoral process. So even if it doesn't affect this, the moment we pass it, it will still work for other subsequent elections.
The bill that was tabled by Member of Parliament Nwagaba proposes a reduction in the size of cabinet ministers to 21 and 21 state ministers, making a total of 42 ministers. In his bill, Nwagaba also proposed that the appointed ministers should not be from the elected legislators. It also provides for the Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General as ex-officials in Parliament, serving a 5-year renewable tenure of office. The bill also seeks to restore presidential term limits, abolish the army representatives in Parliament, and also abolishment of the resident district commissioners' RDC's offices. The bill was also to allow any voter to challenge the outcome of the presidential elections and changing of the name of the Uganda Police Force to the Uganda Police Service. Mildred Tuhaise, Sam Ibandamgabi, NBS, Live at 9.
Now, the National Unity Platform presidential candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert has promised NRM's second vice chairperson and Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kadaga a position in his government. This as new presidential flag bearer went back to the districts that he missed going to following run-ins with police. Daniel Lutaya has been with him and now reports.
Kyagulanyi's drive to Busoga started on an unusually peaceful note, starting in Luuka, where he was arrested last month, leading to days of violent riots in major cities. On his way to Luuka, Kyagulanyi and FDC's Patrick Oboya Moriat crossed paths. On reaching Luuka, Kyagulanyi found a mammoth crowd waiting to hear his message of hope. Kyagulanyi promised to increase the farm gate price of sugarcane, the region's major cash crop, once elected president.
Kenya ebikajo tani bagitunda emitwalo 19 wano bagisaze abade 9 kategenze ku 7.
He also castigated the police for arresting him on the last time he came to Luuka.
Ne batukuba mu tiagasi ne bangema ne banta mukomera nga 18 abantu abatwaniriza bali kusaza bali batono nnyo okusinga bali wano olwaleero.
He further promised to scrap the Uganda National Examination Board registration fees once elected president that has seen most candidates miss exams.
Sente z'omuwa omusolo zezisasula abasomesa. Sente z'omuwa omusolo zezisasula Uganda National Examination Board eba UNEB. Sente z'omuwa omusolo zezisetinga ebigezo. Kati omwana lwaki asasula okwewandisa okola ebigezo.
After here, he headed to Kamuli, where he promised to give the Speaker of Parliament and Kamuli Woman Member of Parliament a position in his government.
Era senga mu mugambe nditwali bato naye kati twakula. Era senga mu mugambe ndi Bobi Wine yagambye nti wali wakabinyo naye bw'anafuka president asobola okuwa ekifo ekirala.
In the years past, the Busoga sub-region was a center of academic excellence, with schools bringing forth all the great names in Ugandan politics and academia. Kyagulanyi says his government will revive the education of Busoga.
When nalemwa nengamba wakiri omwana wange bwalibeera nga ina talanta ya music oba ya dance oba ya drama jamusindikake na masakali mumanyi na masakali bwefaanana saawa zino.
Kyagulanyi's campaigns in Busoga have been marred by violence. Last week, he narrowly survived bullets while in Jinja when his car was shot at. Before this, he was arrested in Luuka and detained in Nalufenya, leading to days of unrest in major cities in Uganda. In Jinja today, where he was meant to have his last rally, 8 of his private bodyguards were injured before his rally was botched.
Munatufunga kama waizi, tuko kama unyama, tulinganga embwa, tulinganga embuzi, tulibakoze.
Sakati nze bankute ne banteekako zino empingu.
You want to murder me? Why are you killing us? Why are you after us?
Okay.
The battle for northern Uganda continues to intensify, with the ruling National Resistance Movement hoping to make gains in the region that is an opposition stronghold. But with an energized opposition following the entry of Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, the National Unity Platform presidential candidate, the battle for the northern vote could be tighter than ever. But to understand how the events are playing out in the north, Ruth Acheng, Uganda's ambassador to Canada, joins us, but she's also the head of the NRM campaign team in the north. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us. Would like to know, the northern region has been a battleground for votes in the past elections that have been hugely contested between the NRM and the opposition. What is your view? What, in your view, could decide the northern vote?
Thank you very much, Sheila, for giving me this opportunity to speak to our viewers and the people who don't view and they're listening. Good evening, everybody who is viewing or listening to me. You've already introduced me. I just want to tell you that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, finished his campaign tours for northern Uganda, where he started on the 10th of November 2020 from Lira, and he concluded it in Kitgum. I want to congratulate him for doing finishing his campaigns without breaking the electoral laws. And I'm speaking here not as the ambassador of Uganda in Canada, but I'm speaking as a woman from northern Uganda. I am speaking as a leader from northern Uganda, hailing from Lango sub-region, that we from northern Uganda, we've suffered LRA insurgencies for more than 20 years, where we were sleeping in the bush, we were not cultivating our land, we had no business, the schools were burnt down, the hospitals were not there for us to go to. But under the leadership of His Excellency President Museveni, he fought and defeated LRA and brought peace back to northern Uganda. So with the peace back in northern Uganda, the government reconstructed northern Uganda, and they're still reconstructing northern Uganda under Northern Uganda Reconstruction Program, which caters for the construction of the new schools that were burnt down by LRA, the hospitals, the roads, electricity, rural electrification, water. So we, the people from northern Uganda, as mothers, as women of northern Uganda, we are going to trust the future of our children in the hands of the president, the existing president, the sitting president, who is His Excellency, the President of Uganda.
Ambassador, let me just interject a bit. I would like to know what explains the growing support of the NRM in the north.
Okay, what explained the growing support of NRM in the north? First of all, I told you about peace in northern Uganda. You cannot do anything without peace. Even people who go to downtown and do business, they need peace. So now peace is back in northern Uganda. Business has started booming. We want those businesses to grow. We don't want any interference. Then two, I talked about schools that have been rebuilt, that were burnt down by LRA. And industry, like recently, the president, the president opened a sugar factory and other factories. There is also other project that the government is doing, like the construction of the road that comes from Rwenzori, go through a patch. It will be tarmacked up to Kitgum border, and this road will give the farmers that are now doing commercial farming access to markets.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Ruth Cheng. Speaking about politics in the north and what the stakes are for both the opposition and the ruling party, that is the NRM. Now, opposition presidential candidates continue to ride on the November 2016 attack on Omusinga Charles Wesley Mumbere's palace. Candidates who have so far campaigned in Rwenzori region continue to condemn the attack, demanding justice for the Kasese victims. 5 of the 11 in the presidential race have pledged to release Omusinga and his co-accused on their first day if voted president, while the kingdom says negotiations with government over the same are on course. We have the details.
This was the situation in Kasese district in November 2016 when security forces raided Omusinga Wesley Mumbere's palace after the Rwenzori king refused to hand over the guards whom the army accused of engaging in clandestine activities. More than 100 people are believed to have died when the Uganda People's Defense Forces raided the Kingdom Palace in Kasese town. But 4 years later, presidential candidates are now treading on the palace raid to win the hearts of voters in the region.
We also call for the unconditional release of the Omusinga and all his subjects who were arrested with him.
So we continue as we condemn the attack in the manner in which was done, high-handedness.
Who do you want to tell that was because you had so much sympathy for the Wananchi?
Kasese should vote for a healer.
The only time when conflicts can be resolved is when there is a leadership that puts in place an environment in which communities meet and they open their hearts to each other.
However, some officials in the kingdom are not excited about the pledges.
We are working closely with the government to address the key issues that led to the attacks on our palace.
Mate Magwal, the clerk to Omusinga Rwenzori, reveals that there are ongoing negotiations between the kingdom and government regarding the release of the Omusinga.
The government appears to be understanding our side, and our side is understanding government clearly. We hope this may not happen again.
But with politics feared to split the region again, religious and cultural leaders in Rwenzori are meeting to devise ways of fostering peace during and after elections.
Out of these leaders' meetings, we have seen harmony being created between the different tribes.
And with only days to 2021 general elections, the leaders are convinced that peace will prevail.
So for this year, we decided to have this meeting as a precursor to develop a number of alternatives and mitigation strategies that we can use.
Kasese district, for example, has for the last 2 decades been voting opposition leaders from members of parliament to lower local council. For instance, in the 2016 general elections, the opposition swept all 6 parliamentary seats in the district. Richard Olweny, Nabimanya Julius, NBS, Live at 9.
Moving away from politics, religious leaders in Teso and Karamoja sub-regions are concerned that as most people focus on elections, a lot of illegalities are going on unnoticed, especially illegal land transactions and grabbing. The retired Bishop of Soroti Diocese, Charles Bernard Biakol Ebitu, wants leaders to pay attention to all dealings that may cause insecurity.
Cases of land grabbing continue to escalate in Teso and Karamoja sub-regions, which in some places have led to bloodshed and loss of lives. With the situation getting out of hand, the retired Bishop of Soroti, Charles Bernard Obaikole Bitu, faults some religious leaders for keeping a deaf ear on the vice.
The religious leaders have a message to continually let others know that we are brothers and sisters. We are ethnically one body, and therefore we don't need to destroy one another.
Obaikole, who is the chairperson board of directors Teso Karamoja Religious Leaders Efforts for Peace, says religious leaders are simply watching as their flock are illegally evicted daily, yet there is not much help from law enforcers. He says areas with minerals in Karamoja are being grabbed by the elite.
Your land can only be yours when you have a title for it. And there are landmarks. It is fenced. It is openly known as yours. There are demarcations. I think that's what we should embark on.
The district Kadi Teso Muslim Supreme Council says some religious leaders have been compromised by the big shots in government.
You know, when you try to at least raise some voice, sometimes you may find that for you also you'll enter into problems with our government of today here. So at least let the government be free to the religious leaders so that they will also raise their voice for their people.
But Obaikole calls upon religious leaders in the 2 sub-regions to remain united and treat each other with love.
A dialogue, of course, is very meaningful, is very important to every person. If you have to live in harmony.
As religious leaders, we have a key role in peace building.
This year alone, religious leaders under their umbrella organization, Teso Religious Leaders Efforts for Peace and Reconciliation, have managed to resolve amicably over 120 cases of land conflicts in the Muria district. Olivia Nakalembe, Eddie Enuru, NBS, Live at 9.
Now Live at 9 takes a short break. We'll be back with more stories, including business and sport.
More to come, brought to you by Cowardice.
We have recorded consistency in egg production, the quality of the eggs, the color of the yolk, and the thickness of the albumin.
Cowardice, feeding performance.
Coming up, increased government borrowing crowding out the private sector.
And what is government borrowing?
More to come, brought to you by Cowardice.
We have recorded consistency in egg production, the quality of the eggs, the color of the yolk, and the thickness of the albumen.
Cow dyes, feeding performance.
Yes! Enjoy great value from Airtel with the all-new My Pakalast combo offers. We have customized especially for you the best deals on minutes, data, and SMS with our 3-in-1 My Pakalast combo to give you the best value as you stay in touch with friends and family. To activate My Pakalast voice combo, dial *100*2*1# to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Plascon premium brands have evolved with new designs based on global trends while maintaining the heritage of the blue smile and strong Plascon logo. The quality inside the tin is now reinforced by the image on the outside of the tin. WeatherGuard, Vinyl Silk, and Vinyl Matte now come in new plastic buckets. All the designs are clean with product descriptions to help our customers select the perfect product. Plascon, color your world.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys.
Enjoy the magic of Christmas with Coca-Cola.
Family support is important while running for office. Along the way, you may require their emotional support to deal with the stress of the campaign. Brought to you by
We have recorded consistency in egg production, the quality of the eggs, the color of the yolk, and the thickness of the albumen.
Through using cow dyes concentrate, we are able to sell out our birds at 5 weeks, hence improving our profits.
Supplementing my animals with cow dyes mineral blocks has helped me to maintain body condition during the dry season.
Our pigs, they are healthier. They grow faster. They do not make much fats on pigs compared to other local mixtures.
Cow dyes, feeding performance. NCBA.
Baby Junior Jelly is our friend. It's very soft like mommy's love.
It prevents babies from skin rashes. It soothes them all the time. Baby Junior Jelly, jelly.
Baby Junior Jelly and Baby Junior Soap. Soon after bathing them, with no minutes, their siblings have already handed me the jelly to spare their toddlers. It has an amazing scent, it smoothens their skins, it prevents diaper rash, and it is good on dry and sensitive skin.
Is a Movit product.
The Taxpayers Appreciation Season is here! We recognize, celebrate, and award Uganda's top taxpayers. Be part of the first online Bombaya Business Summits and stand a chance to win smartphones, gift sets, hampers, and loads more. Visit our social media pages to find out more.
We appreciate you for paying your taxes. We're proud to be Ugandan. We celebrate you. Oh, we celebrate
Taxpayers
you.
of Uganda. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Uganda together.
Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
Double data. Airtel introduces double data. The biggest deal ever on smartphones in Uganda. Buy a smartphone, 3G or 4G, and get 100% data bonus from Airtel. Airtel is giving you 100% bonus data on all weekly and monthly bundles for every new smartphone connected to Airtel for the first 3 months. Dial *175*9# to enjoy double data. Double data, double data. Oh. Airtel, the smartphone network, regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back. More stories in Live at 9. Now, sentiments are rising in West Nile over the parliamentary decision to convert the former district of Arua into a city. Months after jubilation over the attainment of a city status, Arua residents are realizing they could have bitten more than they could chew. Many residents are contemplating signing a petition to force Parliament redemarcate the new city boundaries. More details.
The decision to make Arua a city has been in the pipeline for the last 17 years and came to fruition on 1st of July 2020. The current population is projected at 300,000 people. In creating the city, Arua municipality's borders were expanded to bring on board Aivu County that is represented by Bernard Atiku in Parliament. The city stretches from Lia to Riki, covering 401 square kilometers, up from the original 11 square kilometers of Arua municipality. This has cast doubts on whether the government will have the resources required to develop the new city. For instance, although Arua municipality was allocated 23.2 billion shillings in financial year 2019-2020, only 27.5 billion was budgeted for the operationalization of the new city in the financial year 2020-2021. Kassiano Wadri Ezati, the Arua Municipality Member of Parliament, revealed local leaders held a meeting with a senior planner and a commissioner from the Ministry of Local Government to deliberate on the areas to constitute the new city. Unfortunately, the meeting outcomes were abandoned by those he says had selfish political interests.
The technocrats had proposed that for Arua city they needed Dadamu sub-county, Pajulu sub-county and parts of Manibe sub-county to be added to the existing Arua municipality to constitute the city.
Kassiano Wadri blames these on the political leaders from Aivu County who gave stringent conditions prior to joining Arua municipality to create the Arua city.
But my brothers and sisters, the political leaders from the greater Aivu, emphatically in that meeting said they wanted the whole of Aivu County to form part of the city. And that if the whole of Aivu County was not taken, they were not ready for a city.
To the locals, enough sensitization should have been done to teach them on how a city is managed before its operationalization. They argue that the city's status came with a lot of burdens that are now weighing down on the common man.
I can say the technical error should have been something which was politically motivated to make it a technical error.
But the city is too big. I will do everything within my reach to make sure the size of this city is reduced, because I do not want to remove the bodies of my parents, especially my father, where we have buried them in that village, but to take it to some other village. As who?
The new city is grappling with poor land management practices, high poverty levels, constant power blackouts, and low investment, among others. Bernard Atiku, Member of Parliament for Aivu County, and who has been at the forefront of the process, downplayed the concerns in an interview with NBS, claiming sentiment was politically driven.
So those who are looking at Aivu, Arua municipality, they are looking at the political interest. But me, I'm looking at the economic interest that is going to surpass the entire Aivu, that's going to go beyond Terego, that's going to go beyond Maracha, up to Koboko, up to Yumbe, where the land is available. The only deals that will be done within Arua city center is the issues of accommodation, residence, you know.
Unless people wanted to defeat the idea that Arua will not have a city, those actually who argue that the size is big are people who are saying we don't want the city.
For now, residents are torn between excitement and anxiety over the cost of running the new city. Many pray the decision turns into a blessing rather than a curse. Mildred Tuhaise, Nalwadan Sanji, NBS, Live at 9.
Now, time for business. And increased government borrowing from commercial banks has in the past years negatively impacted on credit to the private sector. But with the private players being crowded out, the Private Sector Foundation Uganda is asking the government to desist from borrowing internally if the cost of credit is to reduce and support private investments. Nasali Fatia has the details.
Bank of Uganda has occasionally reduced the central lending rate with the intention to reduce the cost of credit and stimulate growth. Recently, the central bank reduced the lending rate to 7%. However, this has not changed the status quo as banks continue to charge high interest rate, which has made the cost of credit high. According to Gideon Badagawa, the Executive Director, Private Sector Foundation, all efforts by the central bank to pursue access to cheap credit will never yield any results if government continues to compete with the private sector for credit.
This is going to be 16%, the treasury bill rate of 17%. And it is risk-free. Even if I was a shareholder in any bank, I would opt to go for that treasury bill than lend to an SME.
To Badagawa, the government's recent plan to borrow to a tune of 4.3 trillion domestically isn't a good idea, considering that the economy is still recovering from the coronavirus pandemic.
What that means is that you and me cannot go to the bank and borrow at a rate that I would have borrowed. So, can government get out of the market? And what is government borrowing to do? Is it borrowing for development expenditure or consumptive expenditure? If it's borrowing for consumptive expenditure, it should be out of the market.
To him, even if the central bank puts the CBR at 0%, the situation will remain the same. Banks are believed to be overcharging due to the high risk on the demand side of money. But the Private Sector Foundation says there is need to work together to find measures of how they can de-risk the demand side of money.
So the more you have risk from the borrowing public, the more pricing you have for the loans that you want to access. And if the bank is careless to the extent that they can give you a loan, even when you are not befitting for that loan, then you have an accumulated non-performing loans or assets. And this does not augur well with the financial markets. So that is one of the reasons interest rates are high. So we must do financial interest tradings. Banks must help us do that because they must remain in businesses. But even the private sector itself must take interest to reduce their risk.
Nasadi Fatia, NBS Live at 9.
Our customers mean everything to us, so we set out to say thank you.
My name is Lois. Yes. We have a message from the MTN CEO. He's the head of MTN Uganda. Okay. I'd like you to listen to it.
Hello, Christine.
Hello.
This is Wim, the Chief Executive Officer of MTN Uganda. I speak for each and every one of us at MTN when I say we are very happy to have you as our loyal customer. And for that, we want to say thank you. We know you are running a number of businesses around Nabingo, and we would like to support you as much as we can. The team has brought you a gift to show our gratitude. We hope it will add value to your business endeavors. Christine, we love you, and we wish you many more happy years of growth with MTN. Thank you.
Thank you for being a customer. Thank you so much for being a customer. And like our CEO has said, we brought you a gift because you had said that you opened up a business outside school.
Yes.
You had a pool table. That's why we wanted to come. When I got the yes. Thank you. This is all yours from MTN Uganda.
Wow. Sincerely, I'm grateful. And I promise to continue supporting MTN.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for being a customer.
Thank you. Yes.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Some things require a lump sum of money to accomplish.
Hey, Kato, I need more sand and bricks transported to Nansana. Like yesterday. Kato.
Others may make you spend more just to receive a service.
Undwara Post Bank.
Choose from our wide range of Postbank digital channels like Post Agent, Union Pay Postcard, Post App, or Post Mobile. For more information, call 0800 217 200. Digital banking, Bay Power, Post Bank, empowering you.
Geisha coconut milk and honey, enriched with coconut milk for soft and moisturized skin.
Be strong and last long.
Are you an entrepreneur and would you like to join the gas business? Abasi Gas is offering you a chance to be its agent. Abasi Gas offers a cage and full kits of 6 kgs and 12 kgs. Make the smart choice. Get yourself the best deal around town with Abasi Gas. Find us at our head office in Kamocha, opposite Kobil Petrol Station, and our depot in Matuga. We also have a local plant here in Uganda, which makes it cheaper and easier for you to refill in time to meet your clients' needs. Abasi Gas, smart energy.
Celebrate what it means to be Ugandan by rewarding your family and friends with a Pepsi today. Spread joy and crown your celebrations with more than just a feeling.
Pepsi, for the love of it. Imagine coming home to a vacation each day, to a place of pure serenity, a place of pure luxury, for you to entertain and unwind. At Jacana Heights, dreams come true. Take your pick from spacious 1, 2, or 3 bedroom apartments and luxurious 4-bedroom penthouses. Built to international standards with fine, exceptional finishing. Located on Konga Hill, Buziga, with incredible views and a fresh breeze from the nearby Lake Victoria. It's a place for your body, soul, and mind. With a wide array of amenities. Contact us for more information. Jacana Heights, luxury hilltop living.
Mama, how can we stop coronavirus?
We can fight its spread by washing hands with soap, like a geisha bar. Stay strong and go so far.
Be strong and last long.
Like geisha.
Legendary beat. Legendary beat.
Hello, Mom. I'm fine, thank you. How's Dad? I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm gonna do it today. Send it now before you forget again. Okay, no problems. I'll do it now. Check. Are you sure? Yes, so, and I also paid for your cable, and I'm sending you credit for this long call you're making right now.
Stay safe. Bank from home like WizKid. Send money, buy airtime, pay bills, and more using the UBA Leo chat banking on Facebook and WhatsApp, mobile app, USSD code, and internet banking. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Welcome back. We now speak sports, where Zimbabwe's Robson Chinhol has won the 22 Professional Open at the Uganda Golf Course in Chitante. We have the details.
Zimbabwean Robson Chinhol has smashed the Uganda Golf Course as he roamed to a domineering victory of the professionals and final category of the Uganda Golf Open in Chitante. Chinhol returned 273 gross, that's 15 under par 72, after the fourth day to beat Uganda's Deo Akope by 10 shots, while Philip Kasozi settled for third with a gross of 285. Chinhol, who in October won the Safari Tour, said it's been a great year for him.
From number one, I was starting with a driver, then I hit it well straight down to the fairway, then I hit my second shot 8 iron to like 1 meter, and I struck it well. When I was playing in Kenya, I knew that this one is the biggest tournament in Safari Tour, so I had to prepare myself, and that's why I came here so early, a bit early, and practice in the course, get used to the weather, get used to the course.
We are 100% committed to golf, and next year we'll definitely still be part of this.
The 79th Uganda Golf Open has climaxed today, having started last month with Martha Babirye winning the Ladies Open, while Kenya's John Lejama won the Men's Amateur Open.
Well, that is all we had for you tonight on Live at 9. My name is Sheila Tsime. I was joined by Ms. Hope Agwang for Sign Language. Now we'll be having a program coming on later on where the State House Anti-Corruption Unit is making 1 year since its inception with the intention to fight corruption. Tonight, we look at the journey of the Anti-Corruption Unit.
If you are corrupt, you are an endangered species.
Corruption is dishonest behavior by those in positions of authority to acquire illicit benefits or abuse power for one's personal gain.
Kubanga abantu babadde bamaze okugwamu essuubi babadde balowooza nti ne bw'Europa tebalina kye bagenda kukola.
Naye waliwo obuzibu obunene nnyo nga bw'abakulembeze ku mitendera egy'enjawulo mu gavumenti.
This is exactly why the State House Anti-Corruption Unit was launched by His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on the 18th of December 2018 to assist the already existing anti-corruption agencies.
In an effort and with the intent to fight and really stamp down this graft malaise called corruption, the government of Uganda has done two major things. The first one was to put in place institutions which are specifically mandated to ensure that there is accountability and proper use of public resources.
You must not take anything from anybody which is not due to you.
Following its launch, the unit,
headed by Lieutenant Colonel Edith Nakalema, has a 2-year-old story to tell. More than 60,000 complaints received and operations in about 27 districts of Uganda. What could be the magic behind the unit?
I'm not sure the unit has any magic, but I believe that our work methods are key in the reasonable achievements we've so far had in our short life of 2 years. The public engagement, in particular, the Baraza style of engaging with citizens or wananchi. We are so connected to a local person, and that has helped us a lot. We also have a 24-hour call center with a toll-free line. Thirdly, we have an open door system. We allow anyone to walk in anytime of the day. We don't allow people to walk in at night. The State House Anti-Corruption Unit, we have to walk the talk in line with the zero tolerance to corruption policy of government. And we ensure that we engage the citizens because we have, as we walk the talk, we want others to follow. The fourth factor that has been of great advantage to the State House Anti-Corruption Unit remains the good collaboration and coordination with all other anti-corruption agencies.
The State House Anti-Corruption Unit was fortunate to be headed by a very strong and determined lady who was focused on the objective and who moves mountains each time she does any particular assignment.
I think ACU came in with, for lack of a better word, with a bang. It came in at a high tone and it didn't slow down. It has not slowed down for the last 2 years. It has not slowed down. It came in at high speed and has kept the speed going on corruption cases. And there's no compromise. And there's no big fish and there's no small fish. All fish is fish.
Indeed, in our strategic plan of the Inspectorate of Government, which we set up 5 years ago, we recognized the need for building strategic partnerships with sister agencies to help us in the fight against corruption. So for us, the creation of the anti-corruption unit was therefore positive.
And certainly the approach that the State House Anti-Corruption Unit has taken is quite unique and different.
And so State House Anti-Corruption Unit comes in handy to also support the role being played by the other established units of the state or departments of the state fighting corruption.
When we actually prosecute and prosecute successfully, that sends a message, a very clear message out. For those who are even intending to be corrupt, they will not be corrupt.
I would like to congratulate His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for setting up the anti-corruption unit in the State House. The work they are doing is commendable.
Since its establishment, the State House Anti-Corruption Unit's cutting-edge factors have enabled it to register tremendous success. A monetary value of 256 billion Uganda shillings, 247 persons arrested and arraigned in courts of law, 24 convicted and sentenced, 185 officers interdicted, and 500 Ugandans repatriated from the Middle East through collective efforts with other agencies.
The State House Anti-Corruption Unit has so far made savings and cash recoveries worth 24 billion, 52 million shillings. And the savings were made from big government projects, including the COVID-19 food relief by government under OPM, the Bukasa Inland Port Project, Nagrikan Data Bank, it's known, and also our investigations into Post Bank Uganda. Those are some of the big government institutions or agencies that the unit has been able to investigate and save some money. But also the cash recoveries were made from private businessmen. So we are grateful to the cooperation that comes from the citizens who report. We have testimonies from the citizens or local people, omuntu wa wansi ne wananchi who the unit has helped through their reporting. I remember the passion group, the passion fruit growers from the Western. Those were young people.
So we supplied the passion fruits. After that, NADS promised a payment that we kept on following from 2017 to 2018 to 2019. But the payment could not be made. We reported to the Office of Anti-Corruption Unit, and then the Anti-Corruption Unit summoned NADS, and indeed within the specified period, NADS made the payment.
Wabeerawo omuntu eyali anoonya ne bamugamba abeera mu town mu office najja n'atandika okumbuulira bamanja biliyoni 3.7 billion shillings nga taxes kati ninkubira munnange bamuyita Kirunda Farouk nimugamba eri omuntu ansabye bribe miliyoni 10 ansaleko omusolo 3.7 billion tukoze tutya n'agamba akkiriza okukwata sente nti yes nakubira madamu Nakalema namugamba sawa musawo n'abampeereza ki abasirikale naye munoonye omubaweera sente nga waliwo kamera nesaawe naisina sente ezo ninsoloza sente nifunako miliyoni 45 ngamba ziizo ne babakwata.
Tewaliwo omuntu yenna gwe baali bakkiriza kujja mu kitundu wano we baali bamaze okugumba. Bano bonna bagamba waabwe nga tebaagala muntu yenna mutuuze kusemberera wano kujjawo nga bo bamaze kukkiriza. Nga naffe ffennyini abakulembeze baali nga tebatukkiriza kujja mu eriya yaabwe. Ne tusalawo okugenda nga twekubira enduulu paka kutuuka wafande Nakalema. Era bwe tugende wafande Nakalema ebyo twafuna obuweero nakati bwe tulina.
After the police intervention and after the SCU, the anti-corruption unit intervention, there's peace. There's peace now in the area. People are building. They had stopped people to build. People are constructing. People are digging. People are going on with their activities in a free way without being worried about these people stopping them.
Ebintu byalongooka era kati nga nze ddegedege siina kye ngamba kwa Afande Nakalema kubanga nze nga nze mpulira nga singa tulina abantu ng'abo mu ggwanga abasobola okumanya nti abatuuze b'Essisa balina obuzibu najja nga tatuggyeko wadde 10 najja n'atutereereza embeera tuba basanyufu ssebo.
Twali tuli wano e Kamaliba ne batusengula ne batwokera ebintu byonna ne biggwawo. Twali tuli awo mu Lwera nga tutaayaya nga n'ew'okudda tetulina nga tuli kutalira majority twasulanga mu nsikaawo. Afande gye yava najja atuyamba n'atugamba nti ku lunaku bwe luti mbaagala ku kyalo Kamaliba mujje mumbulire kyekyaliwo. Najja n'atuuka ne tumuwulira ebintu byonna nga byatambula n'atugamba mugenda kuddawo nga tulabanga ebyokusaaga kubanga n'abamu twali tetumumanyi.
Afande Nakalema yatuyamba mu kutufulia essanyu lino lye tuyina era twakomawo yatukomyawo we tuli wano sirina na gye nnyinza kugamba kuba essanyu lye nnina sirimanyi na ndimanyi.
Era kati essaawa zino we twogerera nti ebintu bingi nnyo ebituukiddwako n'atukwatagana ne Pasita Kakande najja n'atuyamba ebintu ebimu ebyali bisenguddwa ku kyalo. Pasita Kakande agenza abizzaawo abatuuze abazimbidde ennyumba 2 pulojekiti z'enkoko azizizzaawo ez'embizzi n'omwalo gwennyini era naye yamugukola agenda baterawo akatale ate kati n'abantu bonna kati bakola emirimu gyabwe era nga n'okusinga luli we baali.
Yenze maama w'omugenzi Vincent Serunje. Poliisi y'Ekisimbirigo yakuba amasasi. Mba nkyadaaga nenfuna ennamba ya Afande Nakalema. Afande Nakalema nampita ne banoonya omuntu eyassa omwana wange bamukwata ne kati ali mu mbuga z'amateeka.
Mutwala ebweru bangamba bantwala Saudi Arabia okutuuka mu kkubo nga bampa visa egenda Oman. Tuuka mu Oman embeera gye nayisibwamu yali mbi kati okuva mu kaseera ako ne mmalayo omwaka mulamba nga banzigyeko essimu passport buli kimu nga niyo mpambiddwa nga nkola ng'omuddu naye nga tebampa yadde 10.
Era nze mwebaza nnyo kubanga nali ntuuse ku point nga sikyayogera na bulungi nga sisa bulungi naye really mwebaza kubanga navaayo.
Nebaza nnyo ofisi ya Fande Nakalema olw'okunziriza omwana wange. Mu butuufu nali mmanya kyaddi yakoze eki afudde.
Nzaani kubanga nali simanyi nti oba boogerayo n'olulimi nange lwentegeera saaso naye bannange nayanirizibwa era ne banyinyonnyola kiki kye weetaaga. Bannange n'omukulu yennyini Afande Nakalema n'aŋŋamba ojja kuyambibwa era omwana we ajja kuddanga mulamu. Bwe kityo bwe kyali.
The impact of corruption mostly affects the most vulnerable people in society. Widespread corruption deters investment, stagnates economic growth, and undermines the rule of law. That is why the corrupt persons must be reported and brought to book.
Fighting corruption cannot go without challenges. And the first challenge remains the fear of people to witness against the cases they report. So that is the main challenge. Secondly, corruption is complex. So to prove a corruption case in courts of law is also not easy. There is also a habit of the corrupt wanting to smear the investigators. So those that are involved in the fight against corruption find it a big challenge when the corrupt access top officials before the investigators prove. But for us at Anti-Corruption Unit, yes, it's a challenge, but we don't fear anyone reporting anywhere. After all, we have an advantage of also reaching the top officials to explain. These corrupt officials have ill-gotten wealth. They are willing to tempt the investigators. But again, I am glad that I do not know any case that is stalling at the State House Anti-Corruption Unit. I am very, very grateful to His Excellency the President for giving my team and I an opportunity to serve our country in this itching issue of corruption. To the anti-corruption team, I am so proud of you, my team. I have not had issues with any of you. You are such a committed team that gives me courage. There is super spread of COVID-19. Let us avoid gatherings. Let us do what we can to ensure that we social distance. And I finally want to say that a corruption-free Uganda starts with you, starts with me. Let us all be involved in the fight against corruption.
Always.
NBS The Score, brought to you by DSTV.